How to Become a Gentleman Villain. A few moments earlier, Ed Rothtailor, Tanya Rothtailor, Janica Faylover, and Lucy Merrill stood before the portrait on the wall. Tanya Rothtailor said, "It has been a while since you last saw this portrait of our sister Arwen. You truly hated this portrait when you lived here." Ed remained silent. Arwen Rothtailor, the eldest among the Rothtailor children. "My older sister, she is no longer in this world. However, I cannot help but wonder, why is her portrait displayed here? Does he miss the daughter who left before him? Or is he merely honoring the child who embodied the dignity of House Rothtailor?" Suddenly, Crepin Rothtailor's voice echoed from above. "You came." He slowly descended the stairs. "The journey must have been long and difficult. I have missed you, Ed, my son." A short while later, he continued, "Much of our manor is in disarray. We are hosting a grand party beginning tomorrow evening. Most of our servants are occupied with preparations, so please understand if they cannot attend to your every need." Ed replied, "I regret arriving at such a busy time." Crepin shook his head. "No, that is precisely why I wanted you here. I wish to show the world that my proud son Ed Rothtailor has finally returned." He then turned his gaze toward the others. "You must be my son's friends." Lucy Merrill remained silent. Janica Faylover startled and stammered, My name is J. Janica Faylover." "Faylover," Crepin repeated thoughtfully. "I have heard of that name. A spirit sorcerer capable of handling high-level spirits with ease. And you must be the one Tanya mentioned in her letters, the genius mage everyone speaks of." "Lucy Merrill," Lucy interrupted calmly. The room fell silent. Tanya wiped away a bead of sweat. Janica stood stiffly. Even the butler appeared uneasy. Ed glanced at Lucy while Crepin observed her in silence. At last, Crepin stood and smiled faintly. "Yes, you have brought very interesting companions. I would gladly continue this meal, but the Frost Princess Selaha has just arrived. As one of her subjects, I must properly attend to her." Janica let out a quiet sigh of relief. "I left your room untouched," Crepin added. "Go and rest." Ed slipped his hand into his pocket. "Yes, but before that I have something for you, father." Moments later, in the dining hall, Princess Selaha studied the letter before her. What is happening? A letter bearing Phineas' sigil, with no wax seal. Crepin examined it calmly, a symbol of absolute trust. Has Crepin Rothtailor, the noble powerhouse, already aligned himself with Phineas? "There seems to be a misunderstanding," Crepin said evenly. "I was the one who received this letter." He placed it inside his pocket. Princess Selaha's eyes widened in confusion. "An unsealed letter symbolizes trust not for the recipient, but for the messenger, does it not?" he continued. "I am certain you must be curious about who delivered it to me, Princess Selaha." Elsewhere, Ed stepped into his room. This place is Ed Rothtailor's room. The door opened behind him. Lucy walked in first. "Were you not planning to stay in the room next door?" Ed asked. Without answering, Lucy leapt onto his bed and lay down. "Wake me if something happens." Lucy may appear indifferent, but she never overlooks anything important. It seems she intends to keep her promise to protect me, Ed Rothtailor's personal room. It is surprising how unchanged it remains despite our severed ties. Then again, Arwen Rothtailor's room has also been left untouched. They can afford to preserve rooms like this. They have more than enough space. Fortunately, Ed pulled open a drawer, a locked drawer. As the troublesome son of the house, breaking it open would not raise suspicion, but I cannot damage it without knowing what is inside. Should I break the lock? The mechanism shifted slightly, and Ed frowned in confusion. He gave Lucy a small thumbs up before carefully opening the drawer. Inside were stacks of letters. "What is?" A voice echoed, mechanical and distant. "Act 1, Scene 1. The failed swordsman of Sylvania. Act 1, Scene 1. The idiot who was disowned after insulting the main character, Taylor MacLore, Ed Rothtailor. No one knows what became of the fool who vanished early in the story, but it was clear he lived a miserable life." The game ended, and the credits rolled. Cast: Roberto Carlos, Arturo Vidal, Olivier Giroud, Alessandro Nesta, Ederson, Lionel Messi. Artwork: Gerd Muller, Ronaldinho, Eduardo da Silva, Eden Hazard, Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, Yaya Touré, Lee Kang In, Yaya Touré, Nacho Fernandez. Adaptation: Ronaldo, Adam Johnson, Marcelo. Ed lowered his gaze. "I tried my best to avoid that fate, but everything that happened before the scenario remains unknown to me." He read the letter slowly. "At this rate, I will be killed." What meaning is there in a life destined to be cut short? What value can such a life hold, as it merely waits for its promised death? My life in the glory of House Rothtaler was brief, but I intend to set my affairs in order. My journey as a member of House Rothtaler ends here. Ed lowered the page. These are all handwritten letters sent to Arwen. The sheer volume suggests their correspondence lasted for years. Reading them all will take time, but that is a blessing. Whenever I have the opportunity, I will memorize every word. For now, I must play the role of Ed in front of Crepin. House Bloomliver, the Empire's greatest family of magicians, specializes in combat magic designed to secure victory on the battlefield. Senior Bloomliver raised her hand. Ice shards rained from the sky. She is the matriarch of House Bloomliver. Senior Bloomliver, the House of Witches, however. Lucy Merrill lifted a single finger. The shards shattered instantly. A brilliant light engulfed the field. Ugh! Senior groaned in pain when faced with overwhelming mana. Not even a scratch, Senior muttered in disbelief. At that point, the type of magic becomes meaningless. Lucy yawned. Are we done? Rothtaler Central Gardens? Duel grounds. Thank you for granting me this duel so soon after my arrival, Lord Crepin, Senior Bloomliver said. My children in Sylvania would not stop speaking of her, so I wish to see for myself. Do not worry, Crepin Rothtaler replied. I also found it worth watching. You have some peculiar friends. Lucy rested her head on Ed's lap. Yawn. Yes, Ed answered calmly. Peculiar indeed. She seems tired, Crepin observed. She sleeps often. She did not rest much last night either, Ed explained. I would like to speak with her during dinner if she is not too exhausted, Crepin continued. It was a splendid duel, an appropriate opening for our grand feast. Ed lifted Lucy into his arms. Now, I shall see you all at dinner, Crepin concluded. The guests have begun to arrive? Good. Now is the time. I will let Lucy sleep in her room and move while the manor remains in chaos. Ed, Janica called out. He turned, puzzled. I had the spirits roam throughout the manor, just as you asked, she said hurriedly. There were not many who are sensitive to spirits, so it was easy. So, Lord Crepin's office. Ed quickly covered her mouth. Ed? She thought, her face flushing as she savored the closeness. Shh, he whispered. Come into my room. Your room, Ed. Together? Right now? Yes. We cannot risk anyone overhearing us. No one will enter. He opened the door. Yes. Of course, Janica replied nervously. We can speak freely here, Ed said as he closed the door behind them. Janica suddenly stiffened. Someone was already inside. Well, came a calm voice. Ed's eyes widened. Princess Salaha sat gracefully on his couch, a letter in her hand. This does not seem like the most suitable place for a secret meeting, she said lightly. It is already occupied. Ed and Janica immediately knelt. I did not expect you to be here. My apologies, Princess Salaha. She lifted the letter slightly. I require no explanation. You are knowledgeable enough. Her gaze sharpened. Will you continue to remain aboard that sinking ship, Ed Rothtaler? Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.